Let's jump into it. Number 1. Why surgeons wear blue or green scrubs. In the early days of surgery, doctors wore white because it looked clean and pure. But this posed a problem. Staring at bright red blood on white fabric was like staring at the sun all day. Your eyes would tire quickly and start playing tricks on you. That's not ideal when you're elbow deep in someone's insides with sharp instruments. Also, when you stare at red for too long and then look away, your vision naturally compensates by showing a green after image. So to solve this issue, in 1914, one surgeon decided he had had enough performing surgery in what felt like a snowstorm. He switched to green scrubs, and the migraines vanished. It turns out red and green sit opposite each other on the color wheel, so when surgeons glance up from all that red, their eyes can actually relax. Blue works just as well and has the added benefit of hiding stains far better than white. Number 2. Why we write dear in letters. Back in the 1500s, letter writing among the English was all about awkward flirting and formal flexing. The word dear was not used to address someone special to you. Instead, it meant valuable or worthy. You could write dear sir to a total stranger, and you wouldn't think twice about it. The habit originated from even older courtly traditions, where greeting someone with dear was a way of making them feel important before asking for a favor. It was basically the medieval version of buttering someone up. We've been doing it ever since, even in cold, emotionless business emails. So yes, we still start letters with dear to people we've never met, and will probably ghost soon after. Number 3. Why wedding rings go on the fourth finger. We can trace this wedding tradition to the ancient Egyptians, who believed there was a magical vein, called the vena amoris, or the vein of love. A vein that was said to run directly from the fourth finger on your left hand all the way to your heart. That's cute, but at the same time, it's just completely made up. Turns out no such vein exists, but that didn't stop the Romans from loving the idea. And when they stole Egypt's culture like they did with the Greeks, they kept the ring tradition. Later on, Christian wedding ceremonies adopted it too, turning the placement into a sacred ritual. Now we still shove rings on that same finger out of habit, even though biology disagrees. And for the record, every finger has blood vessels that eventually lead to the heart. Number 4. Birthday candles. This tradition started with ancient Greeks trying everything they could to get the moon's attention. They baked round cakes to honor Artemis, the moon goddess, and added candles so the light would reach her. Basically the ancient version of waving your phone's flashlight at a concert, hoping your favorite celebrity notices you. Then the Germans stepped in and gave it a darker twist. They believed birthdays were prime time for evil spirits to drop by. Your special day was like a supernatural Black Friday, and demons were lining up for bargains. So they put candles on cakes as a kind of mystical home security system. The rising smoke was meant to confuse or blind the evil spirits. Imagine being such a weak demon that a puff of cake smoke ruins your plans. They also introduced the light of life, an extra candle representing another year ahead. The rule was that you had to blow out all the candles in one breath for your wish to work. Miss even one, and your wish gets sent straight to the cosmic spam folder. Modern scientists have studied this quirky ritual, and it turns out blowing out candles increases the bacteria on the cake by about 400%. But hey, at least those ancient spirits don't stand a chance. Number 5. Why we shake hands. Back in ancient Greece, shaking hands wasn't about being friendly. It was more about ensuring you didn't get killed. You see, the idea of the open handshake was pretty much proof that you weren't holding a weapon. The Romans also used it as a way to check for hidden daggers up your sleeve. Over centuries, it evolved into a sign of trust and mutual respect, even when trust was the last thing on the table. Now, we still shake hands as a greeting, even though modern threats are more likely to be other subtle things than swords. And yes, in a post-pandemic world, we also know it's an advanced germ-sharing ritual. Number 6. Why we say bless you when someone sneezes. Sneezing freaked people out in ancient times. While the Greeks thought sneezes were divine messages, the Romans thought they were special omens. In the Dark Ages, Pope Gregory I started telling people to say, "God bless you," because sneezing was seen as a sign you might have the plague. People believed the soul could momentarily escape during a sneeze, and blessing someone was like locking the door before demons slipped in. We now know sneezes are just your nose's way of ejecting irritants and not your soul taking a coffee break. Yet the habit stuck, so now we automatically bless strangers for violently expelling air in public. Number 7. The foot as a unit of measurement. Before precision rulers and laser measures, people used the most convenient tool available to them: their feet. No batteries required, just take off your sandals and start pacing. The trouble was, feet came in all sizes. Buy land from someone with small, petite feet, and you might end up with a lot less than expected. Try building a house where each worker uses their foot as a ruler, and you'd get something that looks like a medieval Minecraft project gone wrong. To fix the problem, King Henry I of England declared his own foot to be the official standard. Servants carried wooden sticks cut to match the royal measurement, ensuring everyone was literally working to the same ruler. Number 8. Why we clink glasses before drinking. Medieval Europeans thought poisoning was a perfectly reasonable way to settle disputes, so people got creative with avoiding it. One solution was to slam your mug into someone else's hard enough that your drinks sloshed together. If the other person had poisoned you, their drink would get some too. A kind of medieval cheers mixed with Russian roulette. Over time, the aggressive slamming softened into a polite clink, and the poisoning part was conveniently forgotten. Now we still clink glasses to honor friendship, even though the only thing we're likely to catch is awkward eye contact if we miss the toast. Number 9. Naming hurricanes. Centuries ago in the Caribbean, locals called violent tropical storms huracán, meaning evil wind spirit. They saw them as the wrath of angry gods throwing cosmic tantrums. Later, Christian missionaries started naming hurricanes after saints. If a storm hit on St. Barbara's Day, it was simply called Barbara. This double-duty naming worked as both a weather report and a church calendar entry. By 1953, meteorologists needed a more systematic approach, so they switched to women's names only. That lasted until 1979, when someone finally realized associating natural disasters exclusively with women wasn't the best PR move, although probably true. Since then, men's names have been added, and storms are named alphabetically from A to W. Apparently, X, Y, and Z were deemed too awkward for weather reports. If a hurricane is especially deadly or destructive, its name is retired forever. That's why Katrina, Andrew, and Sandy are on nature's permanent blacklist. Number 10. Why we queue up in lines. Ancient military formations influenced more than just battle tactics. They shaped how societies organized themselves. The Romans, Chinese, and Egyptians all relied on orderly lines to move troops, ration food, and maintain control over crowds. When the Industrial Revolution hit, factories adopted the same discipline to manage workers and resources. Standing in neat lines became ingrained as civilized behavior. Now, queuing is less about military order and more about shared patience, though the original idea was about preventing chaos and riots. We still stand in lines for coffee, concerts, and theme park rides, even when technology could easily replace it. It's a leftover bit of crowd control from a time when breaking formation could get you killed. We'll leave it there for today. More of this coming soon, so do consider subscribing.